Hey everybody, thanks for coming back to the channel. It's Mike here, the FPV Evil Monkey, and I'm currently in the process of 3D printing another one of these for a friend. This is a soldering holder stand kit for the TS100. And I made that with my 3D printer. So you may be asking yourself or wondering, why you might need a 3D printer. You don't need one for the hobby, but it's really nice to have a 3D printer. The main reason is you can print things like this that you need. Let me grab a couple other things and I'll show you. So this is also something I just recently built and made. This is a Shendrone's Squirt V2, and this is the Cinewhoop. So I 3D printed this particular GoPro mount. I 3D printed all of the ducts. I 3D printed the camera mount in the front, and I also 3D printed the antenna mount out of the back as well. So that's another thing that you can do with a 3D printer. This is printed all off of TPU. That up on the printer right there is printed in PLA, so every plastic is a little bit different in how it prints temperature wise and things of that nature. Let me get another project. So another item I just printed not too long ago was this race canopy. Now TPU doesn't always come out quite as sharp and nice as PLA, and the reason is because it is flexible plastic. So if this hits a gate or the ground, it's going to bounce back and basically get its place again. So that's another project that I did just recently. So it's really nice to have a 3D printer. So if you're thinking about getting a 3D printer or getting into 3D printing, it's a lot of fun. It can be frustrating in the very beginning, just because typically these kits, they're DIY kits unless you buy a really expensive one that's already built. Then you have to build it yourself. Luckily, this is the Creality 3 Ender series, and this is a fantastic printer. It was a DIY kit, so I had to build it all myself, but there are tons and tons of videos out there on how to build these, how to adjust them. They have a great support group on Facebook. And I printed a few mods, like down here, if you notice, that's the fan cover mod, so that helps to make sure that none of the filament goes down in there. Another mod I did was that arm up there. That basically holds your filament so that way it doesn't bind up, and things like that. And there's a whole slew of other different mods that you can do. I also did a mod where I added some LED lights. You can see those up top, so it gives light on my project when it's printing. So if you're definitely thinking about getting into 3D printing, this printer is awesome. I'll leave a link down for you guys in the description if you want to check it out. There's tons and tons of videos out there, like I said. I'm definitely not an expert by any means, but I think I've gotten mine pretty well dialed in the past couple months here. I did buy it a few months back, and just because it's nice to have, it's nice to be able to print your own items that you want, and things like that, and it's pretty low cost. So a spool of PLA like that, that at the store was about $15 roughly, and I've been able to print quite a few things with that, so that's pretty nice. So it's pretty cost efficient. The only thing is that it does take a while to print things, so don't expect to just put your code in here and for it to kick something out in like 5 minutes. That's not going to happen unless it's something really super small. So typically you're going to be printing anywhere from about like 3 hours. I think my longest print was 14 hours. So and everything has to be slow and very steady, very, very, very fine. There's always adjustments that are going to be needing to be made on these. So once you get it, don't think it's going to be something you're going to set up and just go and forget about it. There's constantly always things you have to adjust these bolts because things are moving. So you constantly have to re-level the bed. You have to clean your bed to make sure it's nice and clean. You always want a clean surface, level surface. So there's lots of things that go into 3D printing, but once you get it set up and going, it's really, really nice. It's a lot of fun. You do have to learn how to use a slicer program. What a slicer program is, you probably don't know A slicer is the program that tells this. So this is the computer over here. So when you put your SD card here, this is what tells the printer, or this is the computer that tells the printer where to slice and where to print. So each one of these tiny little layers is a slice. So I'll show you on one of these. So if you notice, you can see all those tiny little layers, and each one of those layers is what's called a slice, and that is what determines how fast it prints. And like I said, every plastic is a little different. So some need to be at a higher temperature with a lower bed rate. Some need to be a lower temperature but a higher bed rate. So it all depends, and it's definitely something you have to learn it. Also, I'm learning a little bit of CAD, or computer aided design. So I've been messing with Tinkercad, and I'm going to eventually upgrade to something like Simplify 360, so that way I can start learning how to actually make my own designs. There's tons of websites out there that you can get 3D models from to print that people already designed for you, or you can design your own, which is pretty cool. Another big thing, looks kind of silly, but this is actually what I use to make sure that my prints actually stay on the bed. It's Aquanet hairspray. Believe it or not, hairspray is like the best thing that I've found that works to keep those on there and steady. And that did not come out of the box that way. So as you can see, it is printing pretty nice and pretty square, and that's taken me quite a number of prints to print and actually get it to look that nice and smooth. The Yoda up there, that was probably one of my first prints that's an extruder knob. That way I can take the filament in and out pretty easily. That helps you out. So all in all, if you're thinking about getting into 3D printing, this is definitely the printer to get into. It's fairly inexpensive. It's about $200 depending on where you get it. So if you go through, like, say, Banggood or like GearBest, you can get it for a little bit cheaper, but you do have to wait for it to get across seas. If you order it from Amazon, you're going to pay a little bit more, like $220, but you do get Amazon Prime, and you can get it like usually within a couple of days. So if you want to save some money, wait, almost half a month to a month to get it here. It's kind of up to you, how you want to do it. So, but these are it's a lot of fun. You can create all kinds of different things for different projects. This is a VTX plate that I printed up for a frame for a friend. You can see up here on the wall here, I printed that canopy. That one came with the frame. That's my Cinewhoop. That one a friend printed for me, and that one I ordered online. And that's the main reason that I got a printer, is because I ordered that canopy, that black one, and it was like $12, and I was like, well, you know what, why can't I do this myself? So if you're a do-it-yourselfer and you really like to create things and you have an interest in it, it's a lot of fun. It's a whole nother hobby to learn and things like that. So it's just the basics. If you guys want me to do more videos on 3D printing, like some of the basics that I've learned being a new person into it, or what you can do for drones and stuff like that, let me know down in the comments below. That would be very much appreciated. And then just kind of give me some comments if there's something you want to learn, if there's something maybe I can help out with. Let me know, hit me up. I'm not an expert by any means. I usually use the online forums a lot. Alright guys, so if you enjoyed my video on my 3D printer and just the basics and what you can do and things like that, hit the thumbs up button and make sure that you like this video. And if you like my channel, if you like my videos about FPV, drones and everything in between, let me know. I'd very much appreciate it. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, consider subscribing down below. And I'm going to be trying to do more videos. I will be traveling this next coming week, so you may not see me very often, but thank you for watching the video. Thanks for hanging out, and as always guys, let's keep our drones up in the air, flying high. I'll see you later. Have an awesome day.